Jeo sir, firstly, I would like to warmly welcome you on Filme Shilmy. Thank you so much for joining me.
Okay. Thank you for the invitation.
And congratulations on The Great Indian Kitchen, which is screening as part of the 23rd edition of the UK Asian Film Festival. So a huge congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Lovely. So, sir, I think beginning with the whole concept of the film, you kind of have explored this whole theme of women breaking free from the norms of society to pursue their ambitions previously in the films like Rand Pen Kutikal, if I'm not wrong, if that's the way to pronounce it. So how much of a moral responsibility was there on you as a filmmaker to create the Great Indian Kitchen and to present it in the way that you have, in the humanized way that you have?
Uh, Actually, that pronounced Randu Penkuttigal, which means two girls. That was my first feature film.
Right.
And the Great Indian Kitchen actually, uh, that is actually that story. One part of the story happened in my life. After my marriage, I take a decision that I have to spend in the kitchen with my wife. We have to take a decision that we have to share our household duties. That decision making was was easy, and that practical side was horrible.
Right.
When I'm inside the kitchen, then I realized what a horrible life inside the house for the woman.
Hmm.
That's why I reached the Great Indian Kitchen. Uh, one day in a late night after I did all the kitchen cleaning and all the things uh, in the night, and after that every day I have to other some other jobs, my writing, watching movies. In between watching movies, I just smell my hand. Then I can I can smell that bad smell. Even you can wash with a soap or any other kind of wash detergent, but any kind of detergent we use, but the smell is still there.
Mm.
There was actually there was my a kind of issues in in all my life. That kind of issues when I was in when I spend in kitchen, and I'm restless, and my mind is not okay at all the time because I have two little kids in the same house. Then looking the for caring take care of children, that is horrible thing, and they're making special food for them. They are every time we have to look after them each and every second. And then I am thinking about the woman life. I have started thinking about the woman life inside the house and outside the house. If she have an earning, which means she have a freedom. This doesn't mean she have a freedom. And that's why if I'm thinking about the Great Indian Kitchen, one night I discussed with my wife. I told her that we have to make a film about kitchen.
Hmm.
And
Right.
firstly, came the title was we fixed that night. The title of the film is The Great Indian Kitchen. That we decided from the very beginning. And I'm going through this woman's life regarding the Great Indian Kitchen. Then I'm realized how horrible life having all Indian women.
Hmm.
If she is a teacher, if she is a housemaid, if she's a advocate or judge or anything, but woman life in in our society it will be horrible. And
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
and the patriarchy system in India, patriarchy system is mainly the causes of these kind of issues. That is the main reason
Hmm.
behind these kind of issues against the woman.
Sure.
Where there is a woman, there is discrimination, there is a lot of issues in our society. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No, very, very rightly put, sir. And I'm really glad you addressed this. Because I think like the Great Indian Kitchen, I think a lot of Indian films recently, like we had a movie in Hindi called Thappar recently as well, which kind of addresses or tackles patriarchy. And it also tackles the deep-rooted systematic issues as well, like the Great Indian Kitchen does. So, in what way do you think films can act as a sort of catalyst towards implementing a change in our society?
After the Great Indian Kitchen, a lot of discussion happening in the same issues. In our state, all over the India, Great Indian Kitchen beginning a discussion.
Right.
But we needed change. We needed change. Discussions every time when a movie comes, there is a lot of discussion happen. But we have taken a decision that our team, our production company, and the whole team are working for a proposal for the government, and how can how can we improve Indian women's life in our society. So we already started that working, and we have to find some solutions, and we have find some find some issues and solutions for the woman's life. That beginning from our curriculum, and we have to submit that proposal to the Ministry of Kerala for the Chief Minister, Education Minister, Health Department, Police, and then a kind of law. Only because of some kind of implementation, we need some implementation for the particular woman issue. We
Hmm.
have to working on it, and we have to finish that. Maybe we will submit on next month beginning.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
then only we can fix the issue, or that's not a fixing the issue, but there is we have to find some solutions for the issue. Discussion is okay, good thing. Discussion only because of this kind of discussion we have to reach this idea.
Hmm. Right.
We will submit some ideas, some plans to the government, and I don't know what will happen after that. So
Okay.
waiting for that, but we are working on.
Okay, right. If I can ask actually, what exactly are you submitting? Just so that I can sort of like be clear on that. So what are you submitting to the government? What exactly would you like to submit to them?
Yeah, how can we improve a woman's life in our society? I
Right.
don't know which I don't know which are the main points because experts are working on it. I'm
Okay.
waiting for that. What are that points? We also waiting for that. They are we are working psychiatrists, doctors, and the social workers. But we created a team for that. They are working on it. Actually, I'm I'm too waiting for to see that.
Right. Well, that's wonderful to hear. I think it's very few times where we've had films which talk on social issues, but then actually do something about it, which I think is great. And well done to you and the team for that. I think it's wonderful that you're pushing for that change to happen. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm very, very glad to hear that.
Thank you.
But I think on a bit more of a larger question, actually, so I wanted to just get your opinion and your perspective on it. Where do you feel this misogyny in our society stems from, and why do you think it's so rampant within our community?
It's basically because we are following a system in our houses, in our school, in our any everywhere in the society. We can there is a system. Patriarchy system is working.
Hmm.
That's how that we have to change that system. So we have to begin from the school. We have to begin from our own houses, our own working places. Then only we can pass we can change the things in our society. I don't know why we are living like this. That's the main issue.
Hmm.
I just find all things uh, only when after I entered into the kitchen. If I'm not entered in my kitchen, I never feel these issues.
Mm.
Men are not beware of. They have not. They have no idea about these things. They are thinking that women are they are for making food. They are for washing their clothes.
Mm.
That we have to change all the things. We have to change this. We have to change. We have to implement this on new generation.
Right.
Other generation doesn't understand what we are talking.
Right.
So that's why I'm thinking that we have to start from the school, from the from the very first standard.
Right.
Then slowly we can improve. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the grassroots level of education, isn't it? It's the
Yeah.
grassroots
Yeah.
level of understanding everything, isn't it? And then hopefully that will inspire a change. No, I definitely vouch for that as well. But I think, Giosa, I really, really love the way you told this story. Now, I want to dissect your filmmaking style because there's so much to talk about. And I think in particular, I would like to begin with how fascinating it is, where the fact that neither of the protagonists are named. Like to this day, we have no idea what the protagonists are called. She just calls him by dear, and that's pretty much it. We don't actually know the names of the characters, which I think is so fascinating. What was your intention behind not giving them a name? In the film.
Yeah. From the I'm I'm not write the full script for this movie. I just mark the scene order only.
Okay.
Uh, but there is the key dialogue is there. I'm very aware of what kind of dialogues is there. That all things are ready, but I never write a full screenplay for the Great Indian Kitchen. I have to mark all the scene orders, and then I have to go through the scene orders uh, from the beginning part of my writing from the beginning. I just discussed with my DOP, Salu, and we are discussing that. I talked to him that Salu, actually we doesn't need a name for the characters. Actually we generalize the thing. We can see that protagonist in every house. We can see that father, that husband in everywhere. That's why
Right.
we didn't give a name. Yeah.
Right. Yes, it kind of makes it common, isn't it? I think that's I mean that's what I got from it because by you not giving the name to the protagonist, it in a way makes it everyone's story, or it makes it the story of every ordinary household, I think in Indian society, right? That's sort of the impression it gave. I mean, am I correct in judging that way?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
Right. It's pretty awesome. And I think another thing that I really, really liked is whether it's the silent shots of the wife cooking and cleaning alone in the kitchen. Like there's literally nothing. All we can hear is the pots, the water, and the cleaning and the chopping and all of that. That's all we can hear in those scenes. Or whether it's that or the fact there's the sequence of the dirty water overfilling the bucket, as we saw towards the latter half of the film. The symbolism in your film is very vivid. It's very, very strong. So, what or where do you draw inspiration from as a filmmaker?
Actually, my my first three films, uh, after all, when I am a viewer, when a side of viewer, I just looking into my film, my own film. Then I realized that all these three films are normal films.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a kind of cliche film. And then Salu is my soulmate, my DOP. He's all time with me, and he's my friend from almost 2010.
Okay.
So so then I discussed with Salu that we have to make a different movie. So otherwise we are just kind of like a filmmaker, just like we never we will forget later.
Hmm.
never remembering us in the name of our film. So we have to make a change. But no, I strongly believe that the Great Indian is not a new kind of cinema.
Right.
Lot of good cinemas like this kind of things actually already they are done this kind of cinema from our my state, from especially KG Josar, Adur Gopalakrishnan. Actually, they both are my uh, inspiration, and uh, I'm fan. I'm a big fan of Adur sir and KG Josar.
Hmm.
In there is a movie like movie of great KG Josar named ആദാമിന്റെ വാരിയല്.
Okay.
ആദാമിന്റെ വാരിയല്, I think that's the first film about woman, mainly Indian woman.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just continue that journey. That's all.
Okay.
We tried for a great film. Actually, we tried for a great film, but I think we our team, our editor, my editor, my DOP, myself, we didn't believe that this is a great one. We just continuing that path, that only from Madhu sir, from KG Joe sir.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, you thought of
yeah,
creating a great film and you've created a masterpiece. So let me just tell you that first, Gio. So you've created a
yeah,
masterpiece with this.
yeah. That's only because of the audience. They are saying all these things.
Right. Yeah. No, it's wonderful. And I think, it's so great. I'm so glad.
Actually, we never expect this kind of reception from the audience.
But do you know what though, Gio sir? I've gotta say, I feel like Malayalam cinema has always been ahead in terms of the content and the way they've been explored cinematically. So what is it that gives what is it that makes Malayalam cinema actually stand out from the other cinemas in the Indian language? What is it that one factor that makes them so different from the others
Mm, because there is there is lot of filmmakers here. There's we have a lot of good filmmakers. In last few years, Malayalam cinema uh, very well performance uh, giving in the international circle. Sanal Kumar Sachidharan, Lijo Jos Pellisheri, uh, and some more names there. Just, no, just say two names only. Um, they are they are creating their own kind of filmmaking.
there?
So uh, in for the Lijo Jospalisheri, Lijo has audience support from Kerala.
Hmm.
His films very well receiving films. Actually, his last films, both two last his three last films, both all his last films are very well accepted in the theater. I mean, in the box office.
Hmm.
So I don't know why we have good films from Kerala. I don't know. Only maybe because of because of good audience. Maybe because of good cinema happen all around the world. We are inspiring from that, and we have. I already told that we have the legends here.
Yeah.
We have Adur. We have TV Chandran. We have KG Josh. There is Aravindan, G. Aravindan.
Hmm.
So, so my inspiration is not outside the Kerala, inside the Kerala, and after all, they are they have to dream like they have to create their own cinema. So when you look all these things, the producers of the movie, the directors are the part of the producers.
Right.
They are the part of the production. Yeah, that's why we made this kind of film.
Hmm.
So in the case of Great Indian Kitchen, me and my friends produced this film.
Right.
I know that I very well I know that I can't pitch this film uh, for fun. I can't pitch for this film in a production house from
Hmm.
Kerala because they are they never expect or they are never working this kind of film. They
Hmm.
need big actors. They need they are prefixed something. Cinema is like this cinema is like this way is good way and that way is not good for our cinema. So we started produce our own cinema. I think that's one reason for better cinema happening in Kerala.
Yeah, very true. And I also think it's because usually like there's often a fear of box office, you know. I feel like especially perhaps in industries like Bollywood, for example, which is considered to be more commercial, there's that fear of box office collections and profits and revenues. And because of that pressure and that that level of competition, I feel creativity takes a bit of a backseat sometimes as well. Whereas I feel with non-Hindi films, there's that creative liberty, isn't there, to explore your craft and to explore the storylines. Would you agree as well with that?
Uh, Actually, in box office, I already told that there is some cliches from the producer side. They are believing that they are following the trend only.
Right. Hmm.
They are not working for the differences. They are not working for the change. But we are thinking about how we can change our cinema,
Hmm.
directors or writers. So in the case of Great Indian Kitchen,
Hmm.
we are very hardly worked for getting a platform for release this movie, but we didn't get it. We
Hmm.
approached TV channels, satellite channels. We approached major OTT platforms, but all are rejected this film.
Right.
And then we came via Stream. There's a new platform, the
Hmm.
Desi platform. That platform for Malayalam movies,
Hmm.
exclusively for Malayalam movies. And after the release, what happened? We all know that.
Hmm.
And the subscribers that actually when the time just before the releasing there was no subscriber in that OTT platform.
Hmm.
Within 2 or 3 days, almost uh, 3 lakhs more people reached there.
Yeah, it's true. We were
Yeah,
all waiting. We were
and
all waiting to
yeah,
see.
and yeah, yes. So there is a good box office.
Right.
So all before the release, they all are rejected. They are in TV from the TV channel. They say that this movie never worked for television channels. Uh,
Oh.
People will reject this movie. People hate our television channel only because of Great in the Kitchen.
Oh.
So that all their decisions are wrong. That owned by our audience, especially women.
Yeah.
Yeah, box office. Yeah, box office is an important factor for film. But
Wonderful.
we never judge for this kind of film will work in the box office. That kind of film never doesn't work in the box office. That's wrong thing. People will decide which will work, which will not work.
Hmm. Yes, it's always
Yeah,
true. It's always in the court of the audiences, isn't it, to decide which
yeah.
type of films they would like to support and give their money to what. So, no, I totally understand that. But I think it was also wonderful that Jallikattu became the third Malayalam film to be chosen as India's official entry to the Oscars. I mean, I saw the film when it was screened here in London for a film festival, and it was absolutely outstanding. But even after so many years, Gio, sir, and having delivered some outstanding pieces of cinema, the West never seemed to accolade or give that due credence to Indian cinema unless there's another Western power behind it, for example. Does this ever bother you? Do you ever feel bothered by this, or and how do you feel about the Great Indian Kitchen as well and its hopes of going to the Oscars as well?
And actually, I have no idea about how to submit the Academy Award. We have to collect all the information. Uh, we have to collect that.
Right.
That's the happy thing that our movie going to Oscar or Academy Award. That's the interesting thing. A lot of unexpected things happened in my life after the Great Indian Kitchen.
Hmm.
So I don't know what will happen. I'm waiting.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, but I mean, does it ever bother you though about like, because, often quite, sir, like if we see in the history of like, global recognition, I feel like a lot of good Indian content sometimes gets ignored, and sometimes we often send the usual Slumdog Millionaire Wala type of a film to the Oscars and stuff, and good pieces of cinema like Jallikattu, whilst they might get nominated or submitted, but we'll never win anything. Does that bother you at all ever?
Yeah, I'm in my view, Oscar is a kind of award in every year. There is a lot of other kind of cinema is there. No, not means other. I mean other kind of means there is a lot of good cinemas happen all around the world, but the film they never recognized in the Oscar.
Hmm. Right. Okay.
Uh, the Great Indian Kitchen was selected in Shanghai International Film Festival.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Personally, that I am very proud about in that. And after that, we are in UK Asian Film Festival.
Of course. Yes. Of course.
Yeah, yeah. And both are recognition from the world outside India. So we all are proud in that. But in the case of Oscar, you said it. You agreeing with you. And every year there is lot of movies, must watch movies, super movies happen all around the world. But that never get in, never comes in Oscar. I don't know. That's the
Hmm.
kind of award, and I think to last year or in 2018 or 19, a direct filmmaker awarded from the Oscar, and they're from Iran, but they can't enter in America. Uh, an Iran movie got awarded in Academy Awards. They won awards, but they can't come to America for receiving this.
Right. Hmm. It is a very it's true about what you said about receiving the awards, and sometimes a lot of other good films from other cinemas that sometimes might not make it to the Oscars as well. But it's wonderful that we have our own homegrown talents from India. Like, I believe I read somewhere actually online, I think Bollywood superstar Rani Mukherjee actually had appreciated the film as well. So I mean, what was your reaction to that when Rani Mukherjee said that she liked your film too? How did you feel when you heard that?
And that's the happiest thing. That's all. But I'm her fan some years before. Now also a fan. And I already told that kind of lot of situations I already passed through after the release of Great Indian.
Hmm.
And I already told that I'm a fan of Adur Gopalakrishnan. He appreciates our film. So all these are moments for a lifetime. Rani Mukherjee and lot of one Supreme Court judge praised our
Wow.
movie and yeah, quoted our movie. There is lot of things,
Hmm.
lot of memorable things related to Great Indian. Lot of
Absolutely.
responses.
That
Yeah.
is that is so wonderful to hear. But I think so. On a final note, I think going forward now, because you've said a lot of unexpected things have happened with you. Following the Great Indian Kitchen's release. So what style of subjects or style of films would you be keen or interested in exploring now? having done a film like The Great Indian Kitchen, are you more keen on making more social drama films, or is there a particular genre which you'd like to explore?
Actually, I'm a kind of that kind of filmmaker, a kind of particular genre, keeping a kind of genre. That's not my cup of tea. I'm enjoying and I have to do all kind of movies.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, basically I like to make films like the fun movies. I'm a fun movie lover, so
Right.
I would like to make a movie with a lot of fun,
Right.
and at the same time, I'm that kind of entertainer side. And at the same time, I'm enjoying these kind of films too, serial, social drama,
Yeah.
and all kind of movies. I like all kind of good films. I'm a fan of all kind of good films.
Yeah.
Next maybe not about I'm planning not a uh, socially relevant cinema maybe. I'm planning a kind of love for cinema.
A love story, did you say?
We are thinking on it. I don't know. We have no idea about what is our next. I have no idea about that. But I'm thinking about a kind of entertainer.
Okay, lovely. But that's the
Yeah.
beauty about you, Geo, sir, because I saw your filmography and you've always explored different genres of cinema. You've done a social-ish kind of film like The Great Indian Kitchen, and you've also done comedies and coming of age films before as well. So you've had a great you've explored so many different styles of cinema. I think that's the beauty about you as a filmmaker, right? Is you getting to explore these different styles and different stories, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Honestly, it's so great. But I think honestly, sir, before I let you go, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for joining me on Filme Shilmy, and thank you for giving us a
Yeah.
cinematic gem like The Great Indian Kitchen. And congratulations on its screening at the UK Asian Film Festival this year.
Yeah. We are happy to be a part of the UK Asian Film Festival, and I'm wishing good success for the festival. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for joining me once again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.